Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Commander and Coffee, where we love all things brewing. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know about you guys, but we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna keep that going, and we're gonna keep that energy going. So today we have Max as always,
Good afternoon, evening, good night, morning.
lame, and we have Kai, no,
Hey, what up?
also known as Perfect Alchemist. Um,
How
so
you
Kai,
doing?
tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a CEDH player. I make CEDH content on the interwebs, and I play lots of Magic, maybe like every day, every day of the week, pretty much.
Okay, and what's your main source of content? Like, what's your main type of content?
I would say I usually just do whatever the fuck I want to do because that's what the advice was given to me when I first started making content. Is just do whatever you want, and that's what I tend to do.
And do you love it? That's the thing.
I love it when I'm able to satisfy whatever I want to convey to the universe or the community. But yeah, I think I do love it.
And roughly
Uh,
how long you've been doing it?
Maybe about 2 years, I think.
Okay. There
Yeah,
you
maybe
go.
like a year and a half because I was with the spell seekers before, and we were doing a lot of like stream based content, and I think that was around like COVID. I think that was around like 2020. Am I allowed to say COVID on podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
cool,
so.
cool.
fine.
But yeah, I think we
That's a
were
great
doing it.
question. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna find out.
What
But
are they gonna
yeah,
do? Demonetize me? I'm not monetized anyway. Fuck that.
yeah, we were
When
doing
we have enough subscribers to be monetized, we'll care about things like cursing on stream and whatnot.
yeah,
For now, the 50 people who listen to our podcast, who we're very thankful for, will not have it word. We'll not worry about it now.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's fine. This also is a labor of love kind of thing. I didn't do it for the clout or anything like that. It it started me and a bunch of my friends. We just quite literally were just bullshitting the one day, and I'm like, we should record this. And that was it. We literally just turned on the mic and it was live. And if you saw some of our early stuff, it had even less structure than it does now. Surprisingly,
That is incredibly impressive, considering that I don't know what the fuck's going on half the time. I don't think any of us do. But
I just go with the flow, man.
shuffle up, see what you draw.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what it is. We just gotta go with it. I can't take a mulligan, so hey, whatever. Unless I lose the recording, then it's like a mulligan, and we won't get into that. But anyway, Max, what's new with you?
Um, A lot, a little. I've recently gone through some Twitter drama or X drama, whatever it is, with a store that I used to be somewhat affiliated with. Um, so I'm dealing with that and the ramifications of all of that going on. But for the most part, I also tried a new deck in Derevi, and I'll never go back to it. I don't know. Um, I don't think it's well positioned right now, and I've just been having a really bad time. So I'm in a limbo space of not knowing what the fuck to do in this format right now.
Win?
That's true, but it's like I have a hard time just picking up the top tier deck, but then I have an issue like not doing well or not being inspired by anything that I want to try and push to do well.
Well, what if I told you that this might be the perfect episode for you, Max?
No way.
hi.
Wait. Oh god. Do we have the craziest brewer in CEDH who brings the weirdest piles and wins tournaments?
I don't know what you're
Legit,
talking about.
the whole thing. And the thing he did not mention was is one of the most. So wait, do you want me to continue saying Kai? I'm pausing there real quick.
Yeah, yeah, you can keep
Okay,
keep
cool.
that guy.
Just checking. I'm like, well, I didn't ask beforehand, but that's okay. One of the most unique brewers out there to this day, in my personal opinion. I mean, would you argue with me on that?
Shit, I don't even argue.
I mean, that's fair.
So yeah,
This man just you just do what you want. You don't
yeah,
care what anybody says. You don't
yeah,
argue with them. They can have their opinions and they can go fuck themselves. And you're just gonna
exactly.
slam the spells on the table that you want, win how you want, when you want, and not give two shits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where most of my creativity comes from because I was an art student in college and throughout high school. So yeah, I'm used to all that feedback.
Okay, so that's
So,
kind of like your whole MO then is basically art student going off that and just being like, you know what? I need to be unique. I need to do my thing.
yep, exactly.
It's cool. You take an artistic expression to building your deck since
Yep,
and it really is an art form because I don't think half of the people in this format could come up with anything quite as innovative as the things that you've put on the table from your Sultai Elves build to Narset. People thinking Prowess Narset is not even a card that could be contended with or
yep.
could contend with the rest of the format, and you just like prove them wrong at every turn. What's the newest spicy thing that you want to bring and prove if it's not something that's super secret?
I was gonna say you didn't see the thing that he just top forward with.
Oh yeah, I just put out a video today. Actually, it's
Exactly.
K9 and the Fugitive Doctor from the Doctor Who set.
That okay? That's some spice. I know you were talking. Is that Esper? I'm not familiar with the
No,
cards
it's
themselves.
Teamer.
Yeah, it's
Teamer.
Teamer.
Okay. I have a lot of love for Teamer right now. I think those colors are really well positioned. If you're not playing Grixis, I think Teamer is the way to go.
Yeah, Teamer is super fun, especially because K9 is an artifact creature dog. So you can like neoform it into Dockside since it's like a one drop, and then you can transmute artifact it into like the One Ring and stuff like that. So it's super cool.
The deck is absolutely hilarious, and I love it. I got to see it, and I was like asking him questions, and he's like, "Go ahead, find a better intuition pile." And I'm like, "All right, bet. Hold on." I
Yeah,
spent like 3 hours, and I'm like, "There's literally nothing."
you were the first person I actually asked to take a look at it too. So
That's
I, I need to know.
so. How do you even come up with a pile like this? What do you? Where do you start before you're able to even get into some of these wacky commanders?
Dude, I don't know because I'm usually inspired by like outside sources. So originally when I got into Magic the Gathering as a whole, I was playing 60 card kitchen table with my friends, and then we started playing it as a 4-player game. And my friend would show up with this vampire deck, and his vampire deck would be unbeatable. And like 60 cards, we're playing like play sets of cards and stuff. It was almost like Brawl before it was even Brawl. And like he would show up with this vampire deck, and then everybody's like, "Well, your deck's too strong, that we have to adapt." And he's like, and I'm the first person to say, "Hey, I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna start looking on Gatherer and stuff like that." That's what I was looking on back then. I was looking on Gatherer, and I'm like, "Hey, I need a card that messes with vampires." And then me going into that niche section and looking for cards that just kill vampires opens me up to so many different things and so many different kinds of cards that I can just remember them and refer back to them when it comes to like competitive EDH and EDH because I've had so much experience with a bunch of other wacky brews that I needed answers to. So yeah, that's usually where my head's at.
That makes a lot of sense. So like this catalog in your head that you just Rolodex through essentially,
Yeah,
and you just like snipe all the cards out of that Rolodex that just kill the meta at any given time,
yeah,
or
pretty
figure
much.
out figure out your sideways way to attack whatever the meta is in your that you're going into. That's really impressive. That's a skill that I definitely don't think a lot of players have, and uh, people should just spend more time looking at random shit on Gatherer. My friend Will Ostel does that too. We go on road trips to tournaments and literally for like hours he just like types in a specific keyword or a specific phrase and just like scrolls through um everything, every possible card, and just comes up with these weird ass like interactions that most people just wouldn't think of. So it's very similar to the way that you're building.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Like, at the time, I found my one of my favorite cards, Spellweaver Volute. It's the
Hell
weirdest
yeah.
card. It's the weirdest card you've ever seen in your life, and
I
enchants an instant a sorcery.
Yeah, I definitely don't know what that does. Like what is that card?
It's like a 5-drop enchantment, and when it enters the battlefield, it enchants an instant or sorcery in a graveyard. And then when you cast like one of the other type, you cast the other spell for free.
So it's like
Okay.
an Eye of the Storm type thing.
Yeah, kind of. Like I don't think it'll ever see play in any deck, but it is a very like
It's
that's
just a
like
fun card.
yeah, it's just a very fun card, and like nobody's ever thinking of that card. That's kind of like my inspiration for most things.
So it's from Future Sight.
Yep.
It costs 3 blue. It is an enchant or enchant instant card in your graveyard. And whenever you cast a sorcery spell, copy the enchanted instant card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. If you do, exile the enchanted card and attach spell your value to another instance. So it's like a weird Snapcaster Mage type thing.
Yeah, I think I was like a little off when I said instant or surgery.
Yeah,
I was hoping it would be instant or surgery because I
right.
haven't seen that card in a while. But yeah,
That it's you had a very similar upbringing to, I know I've mentioned it multiple times for myself on here. Um my play group, we just started playing normal Commander back in, god, it was 2012, 2011, 2011, 2012, whatever it is. Um and we'd get one person that would just become the spike, and then everybody else would match him, and we just gradually got bigger and bigger and bigger until we were playing CDH before it was called CDH, which was nuts. um but like for personally where I get my inspiration, I literally just messaged you the other day with one. I'll actually watch legacy content, and I'll look at neat legacy combos and I'll go, "Oh, I could do that in Commander. It's a little harder, but like what does that with that? How can I do that?" Because I mean, if a deck's effective in Legacy, it should be effective in CDH typically.
right.
Like how Dargo combos with Up the Beanstalk.
Yes.
Yo, beans. We love
Yeah.
beans.
Dargo
Just
Beans.
play
Everyone loves
play
Dargo's.
beans. Just Jun Beanstalk in CDH seems really hot.
Wait, do Dark decks actually play beans?
It's actually becoming a thing. Yeah, I've been watching a bunch of Dargo decks. My friend plays Jun Dargo,
Uh,
and it's super clean in there. Just getting to draw another card off of every cast of Dargo is absolutely insane.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't sound like it would be like super impressive. It's just a 2-mana enchantment that gets to cantrip you a bunch, but like it does work when you're just machine casting that card over and over again. Um, I think it's going to become a mainstay, and I think that deck's going to change to accommodate it. Might not even be like a Nas deck anymore. It might just be like Big Jund.
Or big beans.
Yeah, Big Beans.
Yeah,
All right, Kai. After this, we're gonna brew Big Beans next.
let's
Great
go.
CDH deck.
So hold on, wait. Can you
Yo,
do Naya Dargo?
hold on. Come in. Yo, we got a quick guest appearance here from possibly the greatest CDH player on the circuit right now.
Yo,
You're
what up, Jorman?
Yo.
Yeah, they're all shouting you out. What's going on, Jorman? How you doing?
good, chilling, chilling.
You play testing some stuff today?
Yeah, jamming some spice.
What you got
What's
today?
the newest spice you got, Jorman?
Spice.
Yeah, what's the secret?
Force of despair.
All right.
The
Too
the
many creature decks in this format.
the Black Force.
Yeah, that's
That
facts. That's
I
facts.
mean, hey,
okay.
let's play
All
some
right.
free spells are good, right? And like 3 mana instead of 4 is probably really good, right?
Yeah, it just deletes everything that the Gila does when it tries to win.
Yeah,
What's it,
100%.
-2 or is it -3?
No, it just destroys each creature
Just
that enters the
destroys them.
battlefield, I think.
Oh,
This turn.
interesting.
So
I can picture the art, but that's about it.
Yeah, we're so good at being able to use the internet while we're talking about cards to pull them up.
Right? Exactly. So
I do agree that creatures are getting a little out of hand right now.
yeah, they're basically uncounterable in the format right now.
Yeah, so there's so few ways to counter them, and then on top of that, the creatures that we're playing are not like susceptible to Bowmaster. So we wind up in these weird situations where we're all just staring at a bunch of fat creatures, and like Tim is getting slightly worse, and now the Crom is the primary attacker. It's just we're hitting a weird space for sure. Yeah, so Force of Despair, 1 black. If it's not your turn, you may exile a black card from your hand rather than pay its spell mana cost. Destroy all creatures that entered the battlefield this turn. That is some
interesting.
spice.
Yeah, we need to buy out Force of Despair immediately.
Yeah, right
Before
now.
Jordan makes
From
it makes
Jorman's
top tier.
words to killing tournaments everywhere.
Yeah, he's definitely cooking.
That's for sure. Speaking of cooking, how do you stay up on the meta, Kai?
Oh, so this is a funny thing. So when I originally got into CDH, I would read primers in my spare time. So I would just go to the database or whatever available source there was at the time, and then I would just read everybody's primers up and down and learn every card in it. And then when new decks come out, then I read all their primers, and then I just keep reading primers to learn what's going on. And then you eventually start to figure out kind of where each new deck is going once you just read all the ones from the past. So like checking out the outdated section on the database, you can figure out which strategies were prevalent and which cards work best with those strategies. And then the cards that come out now or the decks that come out now, you can kind of figure out where they're headed.
So you, correct me if I'm wrong, would effectively be able to look at a commander pair, not a commander pair, but a commander, and go, I know at least 70 cards in your deck,
Yep.
plus, and the unique cards too.
Yep. Absolutely.
We have a similar approach to that because I've I don't want to say I have a lot of free time, but like I have a lot of free time where I could stare at my phone, typically in the mornings, wink wink nudge nudge, after my morning coffee, where I tend to do a lot of my thinking and reading, and that's exactly what I would do is before like the innovation of EDH Top 16, um I would literally go on to the Lab Maniacs site, whatever that was, I can't even remember, and I would go on to CDH. God, what was it? What is it called?
The
Decklist
decklist
database.
database.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I would read everything and memorize the list because Chris, formerly of us, um, instilled in me a long time ago. So like when Max, when you were talking about Derevi and not like the most non-magic, like I had that. I still to this day have that list ingrained in my memory, and I just replace like how to do basic math in my brain with deck lists. So I feel that, Kai. I understand you. I see you.
I'm glad. I'm happy to be seen, dude.
Meanwhile, I'm like the antithesis of innovation. I'm like, I want a list that works. I can make nuanced changes as like meta calls and such, but I accept that I'm not a brewer. Like it's not my strategy. My strategy is much more at the table. Um,
Yeah, so you're
like I
really good
can
at like executing game matches and understanding the rules and things like that.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be pushing it, but no.
Uh, y'all only see me on like digital games where it's much harder for me to interpret everything because I'm not used to it. Because I have not been a part of the digital space for nearly as long as anyone. Like I played one game of Commander on Spell Table during COVID, and like that was it. And that was with like friends before I was into CDH. So having to pay attention to everything, not being able to see people and read people's body language and whatnot, is a huge disadvantage for me, and it's harder for me to object track like everything that everyone's doing online.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's probably the hardest part about like online tournament CBH is I can't pick up on like body language. Like I can like wave at people when I'm sitting across from them and gesture certain things, and it has more of an impact other than just my voice and the cards that are on the table. So I feel you on that one.
Right, like half the time if I'm sitting across from somebody, I can tell you half the cards in their hand based on like the way they're approaching the game, based on what their deck is. But online, I can't do that half as well, just because it's like it's so much less personal, and I think it's missing half of that skill. It's like switching from in-person poker to online poker, where it's incredibly hard to bluff comparatively, just because everybody's sitting behind a screen rather than that facial interactions.
Yeah, and it really shows because as we like transition from online to in person, people get really they get excited when they draw cards sometimes. You can see it on their face and they're like, "Oh wow, that's a really good card." And sometimes that's all the information you need to make a game action.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of the I think that's also one of the least trained skills. That's probably the least trained skill in gameplay at this point because of how all these people are coming from casual EDH, casual magic, and digital magic. So all these in-person events, people are just giving away free information or not knowing how to read tables or read people and figure out the threat evaluation that way.
Got to play your opponent before you play the game. In all honesty,
Yeah,
Facts.
exactly. That's
Facts.
I think that's the biggest part of what makes this competitive. Because there's a lot of flaws with our format in general if you look at it from a game theory perspective, but the adding in the social aspect of it, having to game the social aspect, I think is what brings it um from not being competitive to being an actual competitive format for sure.
Yeah, no, it's I have a thing where like I'm very fidgety. That's what I was telling before we started here because I keep muting and unmuting myself. Um, but I'm very fidgety. So like when I'm playing, and you guys have all played with me online and in person as well, I will I'll memorize my hand, put my hand down, and I'm like not even looking at the table. My eyes are wandering everywhere else but like where they're supposed to be because I don't want to say I'm bored, but like I'm just like, huh, look, huh, how much time's left in the, oh, there's that much time left in the round. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm hungry. What can I get? Like my mind is just racing on almost every other thing. And then like somebody will make a play and I'll be like, yep, no, that's good. And it'll go through. I know I did this in
Mm.
Max a couple times where I just went through an entire set of like combo. And then I'm like, all right, cool. This is the payoff piece. Cool. I'm going to counter it. And they're like, you sandbagged that entire time? So yeah, I won't call it sandbagging.
Yeah, ADHD
Yeah,
to your advantage.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I
exactly.
was gonna say. It's like I have the same issue ADHD wise. Like if I'm not caffeinated and not medicated, I'm like all over the fucking place. And it's terrible.
I mean, I'm always caffeinated, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I ran out for like 3 days. I usually have a stock of energy drinks, and like I didn't get to order Amazon on time, so the last 3 days have been a little bit of a struggle until I got my shit in today.
What kind
Thank
of
you,
energy
Amazon,
drinks?
for overnight shipping.
What kind of energy drinks you drinking? I just got into energy drinks.
I'm a big advocate for Rain, mostly because I am incredibly caffeine resistant, and they are 300 milligrams of caffeine per can. And unlike Bang, which is the same caffeine milligrams, they don't have creatine in them. Just because I'm not looking for them as a pre-workout or anything like that. I want them purely for the caffeine, and they're also a amino acid, like a branch chain amino, so they help with recovery rather than that. So overall, and I think they taste the best out of most of the other stuff compared to Gamer Fuel that I absolutely hate. G Fuel is like disgusting to me.
Oh, that's what the G stands for in G Fuel. This is
Yeah.
gamer fuel.
Uh huh.
That's kind of cringe.
Yeah, a little bit. But I highly recommend Rain. Tropical Storm is one of my favorites right now, and then the Rain Storm flavors, if you can find them, are much like truer to fruit juices, carbonated fruit juices, and they're like you get peach and Valencia orange are both slamming.
That sounds very pleasant, honestly. I think I might try that out.
Yeah,
I don't
highly
do
highly
energy drinks.
recommend. If I see you at the Tournament of Kings in PA, I'll bring some for you.
Oh yeah. All right, that's more of a reason to go now.
I
Look at that.
unfortunately won't be there.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, I decided to be the good boyfriend, and girlfriend is turning 30, so I'm throwing a funeral for her 20s. So
Mm.
Ah,
surprise.
yes.
She doesn't listen to this, so it doesn't matter. So
I guess it's a good time since we kind of mentioned it. Billy, your home store right now, Sword in the Stone, is planning a 4K, right? 4K event
uh
for
it
February
says
17th.
3K on
The
the
other website says 4K, so somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 in prizes will be up for grabs at Sword in the Stone as I go and Google that and figure out which one it is. Um, but it's going to be really fucking cool. This is the only LGS that I know that can naturally hold 128 people with no questions asked. And
4K.
it's in. Okay, it is a 4K. I thought so. It's going to be a really clean tournament. The organizer always gives away way too much stuff and puts all of the players super first. And we're going to have a great staff, some really cool casters, and hopefully people like Kai will be there alongside me, and some other people who I know have been noticing the event will be coming through. And it's going to be one of the only gold events that pop up in the Northeast. So I highly recommend for anybody listening to come out to Sword in the Stone for the Torment of Kings 4K gold event. Check
It's
out
called King's
topdeck.gg.
Court actually.
King's Court. I'm sorry.
King's Court.
Yeah.
Tournament of Kings is definitely better,
Yeah, I
but
think yeah, but that is a store name. Unfortunately, it's already
yes,
taken.
exactly. And
So
there was something else. TJ messaged me. Shout out TJ. Hey, know you're listening. Thank you. Messaged me about whatever the name was they chose beforehand, and that was another event. And he's like, "Do you think I should change it?" And I'm like, "Yes, yes, you should." What? What? Why was that a question?
Yeah, we don't need any more confusion in this community. But yeah,
I think
catch us there for sure. Make sure not to let this sell out because I think once it gains some notice and some traction, because it's one of the few gold events with a really nice big prize, it's gonna disappear very quickly.
I I did also mention to them that if you couldn't tell, everything, because it's called Sword in the Stone, everything is like King Arthur Knights of the Round based.
Yeah,
Um,
obviously.
Go
That's like
figure,
my favorite part of that story.
right?
I
For
love
Right?
sure.
that.
Same.
Listen, I wanted a couch, then I wanted thrones for the casting booth, but I got neither of those, so I'm very upset about that.
We
But
we need a sword. We need like a championship sword for for these events, man.
here's
Honestly,
the thing. There's a couple people there who are I don't want to say blacksmiths, but like amateur blacksmiths kind of that
uh,
could definitely do that. I
Okay,
just don't know if the mall would allow that.
well, if
why?
you don't tell anybody, I
Yeah, if
think
you
they
don't tell
will.
anyone,
I'm
it's not
gonna
like they're
tell
selling
anyone.
swords. They're just giving away a sword. Like,
That's true. That's true. But I told him if we hold monthlies, we can
mhm.
name each monthly after one of King Arthur's Knights of the Round because there's 12 of them.
Oh shit!
Eh?
So somebody
Eh?
somebody can get knighted after a king,
Yes,
after a knight
exactly.
every month.
You call be called Lancelot, be called Gwen. Isn't Gwen one? I think Gwen's one.
Kai,
Anyway,
you
but yeah,
you could be Sir Alchemist.
Yes,
You could
sir.
be Sir Fervent Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm ready. Can we get these swords? Can we get these in production now?
I'll see what I can do. I'll get on
we'll
that. I'll get on
we'll
that.
take a picture at the end of whoever wins, literally just getting knighted, and post that on social. Oh, this is hype.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm there every month if that happens, dude.
Ryan, I know you don't have the attention span to listen to this, but if you don't do this, you're missing out so hard.
See, Ryan does not, but TJ does, and he's listening right now. I see you, TJ. I hear you. I hear you breathing into your microphone right now. Yeah, that's right. You hear me. I'm talking to you.
All right,
So
we've instantly
anyway,
made this event better. Now let's get back to the meat and potatoes of CDH. Uh, do you have any strategies that you like to build around in particular, or it really is just like off the wall, whatever you think is going to attack them into the best?
Usually I try to just do whatever speaks to me, but I'm starting to come around to the idea that maybe I'm just more of like a graveyard focus or like extra zone focus kind of brewer. Because I started with, I think the first video I uploaded was like Galen Sign, which is a graveyard deck, then Rigo, which is a graveyard deck, then there was Zamon and Dina, which is a Hulk deck, which is actually a graveyard deck. Then I have like Narset, which is a breach deck, which is a graveyard deck. So I'm starting to, have something going for
So
graveyards now.
it sounds like you just like the second hand that comes with just filling your yard.
Yeah, because if it's not an exile in it, then it most definitely will be the graveyard. Because I've been looking at a Ruth, but there needs to be a newer Wreath person. So I
Got
don't
it.
know
So
about that.
anytime you come against Fervent Alchemist in a tournament, everyone just remember mull for turn one Grafdigger's Cage.
But the thing is, I'm patient enough to play with it on board.
Fair, fair. Definitely hits you on the back foot, but I'm sure you can outweight it and wait for somebody else to remove the stacks piece and just go off.
Yep, exactly. I'll save all the counter magic for the person trying to move it.
so what's been your favorite? I mean, you could tell. We'll say in the past year and a half, 2 years. What's your favorite brew that you've made so far? Because I mean, I have an idea which one it is, but like, I'll let you say it.
Oh, dude, it's probably well. Here's the thing. I usually when I have a brew that I'm like kind of proud of, I usually get an altar, um, and I'm starting to make it a tradition. If I make something original, I just get an altar now. But I think it might be Narset.
That was exactly what I thought.
Yep, I think it might
You
be
vibe with
Narset.
that deck so much. That's I like you. That was your deck. Like, and it was the one deck that, like, personally, normally I could take a look at the deck, like you said, take a look at the deck, go, okay, cool, I see the strategy here. I looked at the deck, but I have no clue what the fuck you're even thinking about doing. Like, how, what, hmm. And then, like, I saw it executed, and I went, oh, okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking at that deck, it kind of feels like a Jeskai Sen triplets deck almost, because you
Yeah.
get to play with all of your opponent's stuff without drawing the ire of slamming Sen triplets on the table.
Yeah. Like send trips. I've also looked at send trips before, and it's just too much of an investment for 5 mana, and then you have to wait another turn.
Right.
And like, yeah, so that's a pretty cool comparison.
Yeah, it's like you just made turbo Sen triplets, and like, fuck you, I'm gonna take your shit. You've thrown it away. It's mine now. Narset the trash goblin.
Yeah.
That's what the altar needs to be. It just needs to be a trash pan and Narset.
Yeah, trash
No,
bin.
his altar came in, right, Kai? You got
Ye-
yours in recently.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Modfly Alters. I got a well, this is my favorite X-Men. I got Magic from X-Men.
Oh,
The
that's
Rush
a pool.
yeah, the
Okay.
Ilyana
Hell yeah.
Rasputin.
It
Okay.
was really hot. I saw that you got that right before the last event that we were at together, right? When we
Yep.
were actually back
Yeah.
at Sword in the Stone. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot that was the first event I played it at.
Yeah, Modfly does incredible work. The man is a genius. But
Yeah. I love him. If you have a chance to support him, please do. He does great work.
if you can get into his books, which are booked out for like the foreseeable future,
So where are we at now? What are you guys brewing?
that's life. No, I'm like I said before, I'm in like a weird space where I don't really know what my direction is. I thought Derevi would like be good, but I spent 2 events just like staring into the void of not playing Magic for like a total of 10 rounds.
Mm,
Like I even managed to make top 16 by winning a single game and drawing 4 games in one event, which is
wow.
miserable, by the way. Highly don't recommend.
Wait, with the Revy?
Yeah, Derevi,
Oh wow. Okay.
and it's just too slow. I felt behind every single game, and now I don't know where I'm going. Um, for right now, I'm probably gonna take a pedal back and go back to Thrasvile since I had such success on that deck because I think I was 9 straight top 16s on it.
Yeah, that deck is a menace. So what would you think?
Yeah.
What would you say you're good at when it comes to CEDH?
Oh God, he's flipped the interview.
He
God
has.
no.
This is great.
I gotta
Like,
know.
Uh, yeah, with CDH, I'm good at figuring out what to anticipate as far as the meta is concerned, and then playing the table. Not so much as like talking the table, but being able to read the table. I don't try and convince the table to do what I want. I just read and anticipate who's going to do what to be ready for it
Oh,
as much as
nice.
I can, and
I can.
point out threat assessment because I'm very good at understanding who and what are the main threat. If you ever ask Jorman what playing with me is like, he'll say something like, "Oh, it's crazy though, because he told me what I was gonna do before I knew it." Um, and it's just something along the lines of my bad Jorman accent.
yeah,
I'll see
that was kind of rough. Like,
It was really rough.
you're
You
first off,
can
he's in
include
the
it.
same area.
Yeah,
Number one. Number
he's in
two,
a different
you're
room.
both from
I'm
New
hoping
York.
he didn't hear me. He probably yeah. See, I didn't develop an accent. I grew up not like my mother was a musician, so she didn't have an accent and like she was speech trained, so I grew up without an accent. Um so I don't always have one or slip into one when speaking like that, and sometimes it gets cringe. Um as we saw, but
I won't tell anybody.
yeah, it's okay. Just everybody who listens to this, which let's be honest, not super many people, but hey, maybe this will change that and I'll look like a dumbass.
I mean, I do that when I wake up in the morning. So yeah, it's my everyday. That's where I make my living.
Make your living in dumbassery.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I used to do. At least I worked in retail.
True.
No, but you're
Yeah.
definitely more of a reactionary gamer than you are like a proactive gamer, so to speak. So you
Yeah,
definitely hit the nail on the head there.
I've always been like in when I was in 60 card, essentially my strategy was I'm going to make sure that you don't have time to go to the bathroom in between rounds.
Oh, circle lantern control. We're building you
Yeah, I
lantern
played
control.
Lantern Control. I played a lot of control decks. I played Jund way back in the day when Modern first became a format, and then I played Amulet Titan shortly after that. in the time where it was Jeskai Control against Amulet Titan all over the place.
Also, back when Modern was very fun.
Yeah, back when Modern was like an actual Brewers format and not here's the newest Horizon set, build only from this, go. Yeah, I'm jaded, but hey, I miss those days. I miss when product releases meant something, and like you got a sprinkling of new cards from Modern every set, and it wasn't just here's the best deck in the format in a box. Um, which is why I think I'm in CEDH now, because we don't have that as much. We do get pieces every set. We do get a little sprinkling every once in a while that gets to change the meta and bring new things in. Um, I, for one, would love to see bans, as I said in the last episode, just to shake up the meta more. Um, and actually, that's a great question. Kai, if you could ban 3 cards in the format right now to shake it up, what would you ban?
Oh, jeez, dude.
Or unban. Or unban.
Or
Unban.
unban?
Unban also shakes up.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I'm the kind of person who's like, oh, if EDH truly is a format, a social format, then you wouldn't ban anything. You just talk about what you don't want to play against. But if I
But
couldn't
we're
ban something,
talking CDH specifically, which is not about that because we're all coming to the table knowing that we want a turbo win.
right? Um, so I would unban uh probably Paradox Engine or
Hell yeah.
or
Hell yeah.
Gifts Ungiven. More
Yep.
realistically, Gifts Ungiven
Gift
because
100%.
that could help a lot of decks in CDH, but Paradox Engine is could kind of creep back into lower power EDH and could make a lot of people unhappy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, this is
I
we're
miss
we're
Paradox
talking about
Engine.
feelings of regular EDH aside. Like we don't care what happens to casual EDH because that can be their own format with their social contract. This is specifically if we're talking about CEDH as a format and us playing decks and shaking the meta. Like if you didn't have to care about casuals, what would your answer change?
Uh, nah, I don't think it would change. I think I would still do Gifts Ungiven.
I
And leave
mean,
Paradox Engine, just gifts ungiven.
It's but there's also like Raphaelos. Raphaelos is
Right?
that the yeah, I feel like that
fellas,
could
yeah.
come off too.
I
Yep.
mean, there's tons of cards that can come off that would have like no impact in our format, right?
Yeah,
It's
like
For
just they're not
CDH,
good enough anymore for
yeah.
CDH.
yeah, you can straight
This
up
is
pretty much unban everything on the ban list and it'll be fine.
Well, I don't know about the Moxes. The Moxen.
Well,
yeah,
okay.
power can stay
Power
banned,
9,
Embark can
yeah.
stay
Yeah.
banned. Uh, like their Grizzlebrand can stay banned. Honestly, that's
Oh, give me Grizzlebrand. I got to play with that for
yeah,
like 3 days.
yeah. Grizzy is just too much. It's too much power,
No,
especially
Grizzlebrand
in a
was
reanimator shell.
pre-banned. That's
In
right.
the 99 or the command zone.
Grizzlebrand?
In
Oh,
either unfortunately.
Mm.
He's insane both as a commander that if you can cheat him out draws 32 cards something crazy. Um but in the 99 if you're like you playing black white or you're playing any black X multicolor deck, you can straight up do what Tin Fins in Legacy does only with 40 life. So you can like play that stupid one drop that gains all the life that you lost this turn to draw basically your entire
martyr
deck.
of martyr of the white one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
What does the murder do?
It says sacrifice it, gain life equal to the life you lost this turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just like draw down to 35. So you draw 35 cards if you're at 40 and go to 5 life and then crack that and then go up to 40 and then draw 35 cards and then find a way to reanimate the white creature to sack it to gain 35 life and draw 35 cards.
Wow,
No,
that's
you'd
like
actually gain more.
Or yeah, you'd
Yeah.
be able to draw more.
Yeah.
You at that point you'd get
You could draw your
70 and then 135 or something like that, or 195. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's something silly. It exponential return of just like being able to abuse Grizzlebrand would just be very bad for the format, I think.
Give me Leovold back.
oh
Give
yeah.
me Leovold.
Leovold would be fun. I'd be
That's
I'd be super happy to see that.
that's actually one of the first decks I tried to brew in CDH.
I was living in Jersey and my buddy Wilson, we were going for game night. Leovold came out. I put it all together. I played one game with it and I went, I feel dirty, and I'm a dirty stacks player. And I handed it to him, and I said, "You go ahead, play it. This is like one of the only times he's ever not played Frog." And he goes, "I'm having a blast." I said, "I'm so glad you are, because I felt wrong."
I
That deck
built
was a problem.
I built it and like I got all the cards for it. I'm like, yes, I can't wait to play my first game of CEDH with the boys. And then they're like, Kai, it's banned. Got banned yesterday. I was like, what? And then I had to move to Tassiger and it wasn't the same deck.
Me with Hull
No.
Breacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went.
no. Gifts definitely needs to come back. We need gifts.
My partner wanted to play a casual Leovold deck, which I don't know how you do casual. She just wanted a
Yeah.
Sultai deck, and there were no Sultai creatures at the time, so she wanted to play this, and like she just got her Leovold, and then it took it an axe, and then she became obsessed with playing Tiny Leaders, so that she could still play Leovold.
Do people still play Tiny Leaders to this day?
So there's a new server about it for Tiny Leaders Reformed. That's gaining a lot of steam, and they do a lot of Discord stuff. It seems fun. People care about the ban list again. We've had enough cards printed where the format's no longer solved, because it used to just be like Marith and like one other deck that took over that format. It got very stale.
Grixis Umezawa.
No, it wasn't Grixis Umezawa. That deck was cool, but like it wasn't as good as some of the combo decks that were out at the time. Um, Especially Umezawa does nothing. But it was its revival is taking steam. I think they have over 1,000 people in the Discord server, which means it should probably be something real. But hey, who knows? Definitely something I would pick up and play though if other people were ever interested.
I still despise tiny leaders, so I'm good there.
Maybe
To
might
each
want
his
to play
own.
some Oathbreaker or something.
God,
I really want more people to get into Pauper CDH.
Oh, I have a deck.
I
Do
also
you?
have 3 decks
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, sick. If we can all get together, maybe the Sunday, Billy, you can come to Sword in the Stone and play that day during the event. If we all or me and Kai scrub out and play some Pauper
Maybe.
EDH.
Okay, it's a 2-day event.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2-day. It's a 7-rounder or
Okay, cool.
6-rounder.
All right, I will definitely have to do that then, because I have I'm playing the Weavers in CPDH or
Yep.
Pauper
Oh,
EDH.
the Twiddlestorm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same.
lay
Oh
lower.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
have Twiddlestorm, I have Armix Ghost, and I have Abdel Adrian and whatever the blue thing is.
Eh, my three are very different from your guys.
Yeah, what you got?
I'm running Cormella.
Oh,
Um,
nice. That's really
'Cause
cool.
that is an uncommon. Mayhem Devil and Perfect Perfectus Scab. I forget. It's a blue black scab that's an Archaeomancer in the command zone. So blue black Archaeomancer loops.
Oh wow, that sounds really cool. I
Nice.
recently learned that what's that card? It has like it's like one blue and black, and it has you can pay X whenever it enters the battlefield, and you can cast target insert sorcery from a graveyard. What's it
Oh, that's
called? Like
cool.
I can't remember what it's called. It's from the fairy tale set.
Oh God, I have
I must.
no
Was it
idea.
a common or an uncommon?
It's an uncommon.
Ooh, so it's commanderable.
Yeah.
That's very hot.
Wow, I can't remember the name of it. It's a fairy too.
That's
Somebody
right.
will tell us in the comments. It's okay.
Exactly. Hopefully.
But all right. So I think we've
Again,
covered
sidetracked
most.
aside.
Yeah, I was to say I think we covered most of the topics on our list for today. Before we excuse me, before we take a look at some test hands for one of your most famous decks, what advice do you have for aspiring brewers and CDH players alike as they're getting into this format, and what would you want them to have, or what want them to know as they're coming into this format?
I would say don't get discouraged and don't give up too soon because you never know, maybe a set or two down the line something might pick up and your deck might actually be good, or you might figure out something else later on as you become a better player. But don't give up and don't get discouraged. And people are going to tell you you're playing something weird, or like they'll tell you you're like, you have a bad deck or something like that. Keep giving them a reason to like not say that anymore and keep winning.
Yeah, that's huge. Definitely solid advice for sure. Like we're in a 4-player game, right? So your 25% win percentage is being perfect, right? So if you're above that, you're like ahead of the game, but if you're not quite there, that doesn't mean you're not doing good. It just means that you have improvements to make, and you'll get there as you keep winning. I know that's a big struggle for a lot of people, is they feel like they don't win every game, and they're like, well, this deck sucks now, so fuck it. But it's not the case. It's a lot of trial and error, and a lot of being patient and accepting variance and everything else that goes into this format.
You have a 75% chance to lose every game. You're already going into the game with with the odds being out of your favor. So
Yeah,
you got to
Yep.
take your wins when you can
absolutely.
get.
Yeah, there's also people in my videos who complain that I don't upload winning games. I'm like, dude, you gotta lose sometimes. Sometimes you gotta lose.
Can't just
It's
be
okay.
perfect.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think there was a thread about that recently on the Twitter space of like it's not always about winning, and like tournament reports that we all kind of do now as we're going through our days of our events. It's like, oh, some people just stop posting once they've started losing. And it's like, no, I'll take my L's, and I'll admit to them, and like they're all learning opportunities, really, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes actually was said to me by one of my um bosses at my job when I lived in Jersey. She literally goes, nobody's perfect. If they were, they would stop putting erasers on pencils. And like she said it the
Mm.
first time to me, and I went, "What? That doesn't make any sense." And then I thought about it, I'm like, "Oh, man, why'd you have to go that deep? That's so like."
Yeah, mistakes
That's
are
a good
supposed to
one.
happen.
Yeah. All right.
But the fact that you learn from it is really what makes it. So aside from, I know we're gonna get into like the deck and stuff like that. I'm teasing everybody with it. Um, I know you have your YouTube channel, but what else do you do for the community? I know we've had a conversation about something else that you do for you guys out there. What else do you do?
I also organize the Philly CEDH Discord, and I organize us to play maybe like once a week, and I kind of update the Discord and have everybody updated on tournaments that are local. And that's what I try to do. I try to organize. Am I
Try to organize.
Yeah, am I good at it? I don't know. You'll have to ask everybody else, but
The fact that you do that though is actually like as somebody who like has the attention span of a squirrel, um it's nice to have somebody that will actually just sit there and go, "Hey guys, there's this tournament happening here, or this and that and the other thing." Like I just added, I had so many different message groups on Facebook of people asking me to play games for play testing all my locals and stuff like that. I just said, here's my Discord. I said I put a tournament prep and meetups area. I'm like, just figure it out there. Everybody's invited. There you go. I just spammed it to everybody. And like that's the extent of my organization skills right there. I said everybody else figured out themselves.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I commend you for doing that.
mine is I shout into the void, "Hey, my house is open. Come play games," and people show up.
For some reason I thought you were gonna say, "Hey, my house is on fire," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My house is on fire. Come play games. Let your cards burn here.
It's kind of cool. The house that I purchased and I'm living in currently, I have a stone basement, and it has like the perfect space. Like it's big enough because it's the entire downstairs, so it's big enough that I could have like two tables set up to run two different things, two different games going on at once, two different four pods. Um, but it's extremely fucking cold right now.
I was
So
actually thinking of
until
having a
then,
16-player tournament at my house, just because I can finagle 3 tables downstairs and 1 table upstairs, and I can cast the table upstairs.
feature match.
Well, that
Yeah,
sounds so
exactly.
fun. Yeah, please invite me to that. We can do like a potluck too.
Oh,
So
dude,
okay,
that would be super sick. I would absolutely have you over, and you could even stay. I have a bed, the spare bed in the house.
so you know what that reminds me of? I have to make sure I'm correct with this one. Excuse me. Um, Is it the Smash? Yeah, it is. So Smash Summit. No, it's not Summit. Yeah, it is. Right? The one where it looks like it's in somebody's house where they just go up to a side bedroom and just start playing. Do you guys watch Smash stuff at all or
No,
no?
No.
I'm not in that
Oh,
world yet.
okay, okay. That's fine. I'm adjacent. I used to tournament TO Smash events for the Northeast up here by me, and which we have a surprisingly large Smash scene up here, which is really weird, but like, hey, it was cool. A lot of my friends were into it. I used to travel with them and stuff like that. I'm terrible at it, but I was really good at organizing it. So, I ran a tight ship.
Yeah, that's also commendable. So yeah, you also get your hands dirty and can
Yeah.
be organizing as well. So yeah,
Yeah, not
you're
anymore though. They could fuck off.
well, you're yeah, well, you're a vet, so you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, yeah, no, it wears on you. Doing that stuff really wears on you. I took those skills and I actually ran my local beer league softball league, and let me tell you, if you think like y'all look at the Twitter sphere of CDH and you think they are whiny sometimes,
Imagine grown men on a sports team who have no business being on a sports team.
exactly. Grown ass adults are the absolute worst. It is mind-boggling. I got calls and texts on 6 a.m. on a Sunday, my day off, my only day off, where I get all my adult stuff done. Hey, yo, bro, can I use the uh field? What? It's 6 a.m. Go to sleep. Well, we need the field for what? Batting practice? Why? It's beer league fucking softball. Cut the shit out. And then like I had somebody literally bat flip. I don't know if you guys know what that means. They hit a home run, they threw the bat in the air. It came down and hit the umpire. Our
Oh,
umpires are older.
that's a no
I
no.
Yeah, I literally said, I said, "You're suspended. Get out. Leave." Threw a temper tantrum. Temper tantrum? I got
Adult.
texts from him, his friends. No, you can't do that. I said, I can. You injured somebody. That's how this works. Because you decided to show off. Get out. Leave. But anyway, that's besides the point.
All right.
That-
Let's
That's a
let's give the
tangent and a half.
people what they really want. Let's get into some test hands.
Yeah,
Billy,
what do you
share that
drink,
screen.
Kai?
Wait, what kind of drink?
What do you drink? You drink tea? What do you drink?
Yeah, I drink a lot of mint tea. It keeps the mind fresh. It just
And your
it's
breath.
yeah, exactly too. Yeah, if you have ever met me, you'll notice quickly that my breath does not stink. That's
Aside
because
from the fabulous style, good smelling breath.
yeah. I'm doing double finger guns, but you can't see
Pew pew.
it.
All right, all right. I guess Max is getting aroused enough that he really wants to.
I
He's
want to
peaking
see
right
these
now.
hands. Give me these
You gonna
Oh
catch
hands.
yeah,
these
you
I'm
want
hands?
gonna
them? Hey, you
catch
want to
them.
cast these hands, Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast these hands.
All right. So
All right.
what deck we talking about, Kai? What did you bring for us tonight?
Um,
Today?
let's take a look at. Hold on, let me second. I don't want to like click it all up in your ear right now,
Yeah, that's fine.
but we got the K9 and Fugitive Doctor.
Okay. Some Teamer Spice.
Okay, so
Where
how does
where
this
you
work? Do I
sending it?
do I
Just
just
send it to
like
me. Oh, you can share your screen if you want.
okay?
We can do it off you. We're doing it live.
Okay, cool.
You
I
put
take
the
this.
porn away. It's okay. Unfortunately, nobody
What?
can see it.
Okay. Don't worry, I'm in incognito. We're good.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, let's. I like never share my screen on Discord, so let's see if I can do this.
That's okay. So while you're trying to share that, tell us a little bit about the deck. Like, how's it play? What's its strategy? I know you briefly mentioned about the transmute and Neoform Birthing Pod E for the K9 unit. Like, what else does it do?
So it's pretty much just a straight up dockside deck. Um, it pretty much just like it just plays Kane on turn one almost 100% of the time. It just turns on all the free interaction. It's kind of like a blue Rograk. if Rock was blue and could pitch to like Transmute Artifact and Abjure, which is one of my the cards I actually owned when I started playing, and I'm finally getting to play it, so I'm very excited.
For those that don't know what Abjure does, it's 1 blue, instant, sacrifice a blue permanent, counter a spell. Straight up. That's what it does. It is one of the spiciest techs. I got really excited when he showed me this deck. So
All right, can you guys see my screen?
just zoom in ever so slightly so we can see it.
I don't even know how to zoom, dude.
Plus or scroll wheel up, control, scroll wheel up, or the button right out.
How's this?
That's perfect. Oh,
This?
a little bit too much.
How's that?
So
This has got to be a pit.
this is I in my opinion I would pitch this hand.
Yeah,
How you're gonna do the whole thing.
I would
So
100% pitch this.
yeah, so what we're looking at right now is Grinding Station, Force of Negation, Rejuvenating Springs, Bloodstained Mire, Mental Misstep, Misty Rainforest, and Big Daddy Docent. That hand literally does nothing, in my
Yep.
personal opinion. So, basically, yep, just hit restart and move to the
Get
next
him out
one.
of here.
All
Oh
right,
wow.
read it off, Kai. What do you think about this one?
This is like, so we got Veil Summer, Wheel of Fortune, Mana Confluence, Force of Negation, Deflecting Swat, Mystical Tutor, and Tinderball. Very risky. It is a turn 1 dog with interaction for Force of Negation and Deflecting Swat, which would also turn into if we're lucky, we get another land and the Tinderwall can turn into a Wheel of Fortune. So
See, my thought initially was turn 1 into a Tinder Wall, pass the turn, turn 2, because you have your Force of Negation for backup.
mhm.
Turn 2, pitch, whatever you draw, throw the wheel out there and see what happens.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
that a
I was
little better.
also on turn 2 wheel.
Yep. Turn 2
Landed the
wheel.
Tinder Wall seems like it's much better. So we know we're keeping this hand just because we think we can force a turn 2 wheel. What's the top card? Did we get punished?
All right, watch this. Watch this. Check the land. No, it's LED.
Oh, hold on.
Punished.
That's
That
still
makes turn 2
spicy.
wheel a lot better
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
you just hold priority, crack it.
Yep. And then I would definitely play this land and to play the Tinderwall.
Yeah, because that's your first
Yep.
draw, so
Yep.
you'll know that one. So cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's
All right,
send it back.
do another one.
Well, this one's
Oh
what?
my gosh, Max, you go ahead and read this one out.
Oh boy. We have a Mox Opal, a Deflecting Swat, Rejuvenating Spring, Lotus Petal, Intuition, Mana Crypt, Summoner's Pact. If we don't keep this, we're dumb. This
So
looks like the
correct me if I'm wrong. This is
best.
a turn 2 win.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so,
I'm almost
actually.
positive because you could end step cast your intuition and
Mhm.
then set up for a breach, cast a summoner's pact, get your oh no, that's only green creature, so that doesn't matter.
Yep.
Well you get Daddy Docent with it, but no, you don't even want to do that. But yeah, that's a turn 2 win
No, this is turn 2 breach, yeah. This is end step intuition and to put the pile in the grave
with protection,
and
with
with
SWAT.
protection. Well, the only thing is how are we getting the card out of the yard that we need? Because we're not in white. We don't have
Yeah,
CEDH Alchemist.
we gotta
Hey, you
get
want to show
the
him the deck? Show him the card?
woo! All right, so we gotta get the Dry's Revival in there.
Yeah, so what's the
Dryad's
intuition
Revival.
pile? Yeah.
So the intuition pile is Breach, Dry's Revival, and a Lion's Eye Diamond. And everybody always gives you the Lion's Eye Diamond because it's the most compromising card to give you because you have to discard your hand. So that just discounts the Dry's Revival by 3, so it ends up costing 5. So we'll have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the next turn. And then yeah, I guess it is a turn 2.
Wow. That's impressive. Okay.
All
GG.
right. Nice. We doing another one? Or are
Yeah,
we done?
let's do one more and then we'll wrap up.
Okay. Let's
We
do
can't. That was too clean. We can't end on something that clean. We have to discuss anything.
all right, check it out. All right, Billy, this one's yours.
Or not. I'll go ahead and read this up. We have a Simian Spirit Guide.
So I was reading the
Talisman.
entire time. I was just muted.
Oh, all right, all right. Go ahead, Billy. Cut that out.
No, I'm not going to cut it out. I'm going to leave it in for my own competence.
Okay. All right.
Simeon Spirit Guide, Talisman of Curiosity, Summoner's Pact, Stomping Ground, Mindbreak Trap, Chain of Vapor, and Jessica's Will. This is a pitch.
Yeah, get it out of here. How about you, Max? You agree?
Um, Probably if we're trying to go turbo, but like maybe into a slower pod, I might keep this.
Hmm.
Just because like you can land, pitch, play talisman, and then you're guaranteed to have 2 mana holding up a Chain of Vapor. So it's not the worst thing in the world. And then you still get to hold up a Mindbreak Trap to stop like the Rog side decks if they're at the table.
I'm sure.
But definitely mid, like to risk reward, because it is still a turn one dog also.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm,
And
I
then you
mean,
get
you
the
have to
turn
go to
two
your
for symbol.
SSG. Yeah. Nah, I'd still
Cool.
pitch this.
Fair. All right, if it's a land, then we keep it. Nope.
Oh, you never look. You never look.
Nah,
It breeds bad
we're
play
gaming.
patterns.
We're gaming. All right, so that was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of cool. Hold on. We're still on that hand though. We mulliganed.
Yep.
So
I
we
was
have
about to
Wood
say
of
the second
Foothills,
seven.
Tropical Island, Stomping Ground, Grinding Station, Jessica's Will, Ragavan, and Gamble. Now, if my math is correct, this is actually a turn 3 win
Hmm.
If
because
we
it's
don't discard what we need to gamble, yeah.
well, so it's turn 1 Stomping Ground or Wood of Foothills. It's probably just Taiga. Grab Taiga, play the Ragavan. Turn 2, play the dog and gamble. Gamble for breach, probably.
Yeah, gamble for breach. You got to
Yep.
play the dog because it
Right.
turns on the grinding station. So
Right. And then turn 3 is J Will, grinding station if it's still there, of course, and whatever else you gambled for. I mean, you gamble again for whatever card you need from your graveyard because it's in the graveyard now.
Yeah, we can
So
take the risk on this hand. That seems fine. It's not super strong. Like I don't that preying on the gamble like that after we've played so many cards out of our hand is rough, but
Mhm.
still push, still go for it, right?
So would you say you gamble now or did you gamble later?
I'm a big fan of gambling after the Ragavan.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, definitely turn 1 Ragavan. I actually wouldn't play my
Same.
second land until I gambled, though.
Same.
Mm. Yeah, it's fair. Likewise, likewise. I think I would also fetch for a volcanic island, so it ups the breach count.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I would probably do that on turn one as well. But yeah,
Makes
I think
sense.
it's risky.
We risk it for the biscuit. Make them have it.
Yeah, risky for the doggy biscuit actually.
Yeah, exactly. What a good boy Canine is.
Nice.
Speaking of good boys, so AGDQ just started yesterday. It's awesome games done quick, and it's one of my favorite things is AGDQ and SGDQ speedrunning. And this one they actually had the guy trained his dog to speedrun a game. So he
What?
was literally like with the dog, and he made these special paddles for the dog. It was I think it was a Sega Mega Drive or 32X game. That quite literally all there was two buttons where just it lifted different levers and stuff like that. It was called something, Gy- gyrite. I don't remember, but anyway, and he literally was like, "All right, cool," paw, and it was like putting the paw on the correct paddle, and it was lifting up these levers and stuff like that, and the little character was moving across the screen, and I'm like, "This is absolutely insane."
The dog's gaming.
The dog is gaming. So the canine unit's definitely gaming. So I guess at this point in time, we're gonna let Max and you guys go, even though we're having a blast. Since Max decided to throw a whole shindig and not invite us, Kai.
I know, right?
You know, one,
I'm nervous.
you're like 3+ hours away. Two, at this point, we've lost everybody's attention span. And three, I just want to play Magic.
Facts.
All right, no problem. So we'll send it off with that. Max, where can the people find you?
You can find me at the Boil upcoming sold out 200, soon to be 220 seat event in Atlanta, Georgia, right in Stone Mountain. You could find me at any other Eminence event across the country this year, including the celebration, the Top Deck Championship, and then you'll be able to find me on Twitter at TrickboundMTG or Trickbound on Discord.
Awesome. And Kai, how about you?
Yo, you can find me on YouTube at Fervent Alchemist, or you can find me on X at Fervent Alchemist, or you can find me at 95 Game Center this weekend, competing in their 64-player tournament, and I will be playing the dog there.
Very nice. I forgot to mention that you can also find me on the Eminence YouTube channel with Mr. Billy, playing CDH every Tuesday/Wednesday, depending on when this airs, for weekly CDH content and soon to be other stuff.
Yeah, other stuff.
Other stuff.
Other stuff.
I'll let you ponder what other stuff is.
No, let your minds wander. Just remember, chunky chaps for cheap. Sign up, $5. You're good. Anyway, so I'm Billy, Commander in Coffee. You could find me there. CMDR_coffee, as always, on Twitter or X, whatever it's called. I hang out in a bunch of different Discord servers. You could just ping me and I'll probably be around. I can make some arrangements to play some games and stuff like that. I won't be at the next sword event. I will definitely be at Punt City 3, which sold out in a 20 minutes flat. It was astounding. That is the record for how fast that's sold out. I've been keeping track for the past 3 years for it. It's been averaging about 23 minutes, give or take, to sell out. I think the first one was a couple days. At Punt City 2 was
Punt-
around 30 minutes. Um,
Punt City 1 was a few weeks. Well, I don't want to misconstrue anything. That was our first event ever. We got there. It took a few weeks. We didn't think it was going to sell out, but it did. Punt City 2 sold out during my plane ride to Silicon Dynasty, which I think the official time was like 58 minutes. And then this event blew both of those out at 21 minutes officially.
yeah, it's absolutely insane, which it's always a good time. It's it, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier today. None of these guys. But Punt City and its mythos, we'll say, is more of a hangout than it is just a tournament. It's a lot of like the gathering place for a lot of. It's more about the gathering and Magic the Gathering than the actual Magic. So, but yeah, you'll be able to find me there. I'll be wandering around. I look like the mix between Al Borland, Danny DeVito, and Gimli, as if they all had like one love child. That's me. I am that love child. It's unfortunate to say, but yeah, it's true. I need to talk to somebody about that, definitely. Anyway, so with that, I'm Billy. That's Max, and thank you so much, Kai, for coming on. It's been an absolute riot. It's always a good time talking to you.
Oh, likewise. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Anybody else have anything else? Because I'm all out of coffee.
I'm all out of caffeine.
I gotta go make some tea right now.
Hell yeah. All right, good night, everyone, or goodbye, everyone. Whatever it is. See you later.
Bye.
Later.